Hey Pharmates, let's review the processes of separating components of mixtures. In chemistry, a mixture is a material made up of two or more different substances which are chemically combined. A mixture is the physical combination of two or more substances in which the identities are retained and are mixed in form of solutions, suspensions, and colloids. Mixtures can be separated using a variety of techniques. The first is decantation. This is a process of separation of mixtures of immiscible liquids or of a liquid and a solid mixture, such as a suspension. The layer closer to the top of the container, the less dense of the two liquids, or the liquid from which the precipitate or sediment has settled out, is poured off, leaving the other component or the more dense liquid of mixture behind. An incomplete separation is witnessed during the separation of two immiscible liquids. To put it in a simple way, decantation is separating an immiscible solution by transferring the top layer of the solution to another container. Next is distillation. This is a combination of evaporation and then condensation. Distillation or classical distillation is the process of separating the components or substances from a liquid mixture by using selective evaporation or conversion of a liquid into vapor, then is subsequently condensed back to liquid form. Examples of using distillation include the purification of alcohol, desalination, crude oil refining, and making liquefied gases from air. Magnetic separation are for metals. This is the process of separating components of mixtures by using magnets to attract magnetic materials. The process that is used for magnetic separation detaches non-magnetic material with those that are magnetic. The sorting process is a mechanical separation. Garbling or dressing is the removal of extraneous material, such as other parts of the plant, dirt, and added adulterants. This is done to some extent during collection, but should be carried out after the drug is dried and before the drug is baled and packaged. Next is filtration. Filtration is a process used to separate solid materials from liquids or gases, using a filter medium that allows the fluid to pass through but not the solid. The term filtration applies whether the filter is mechanical, biological, or physical. The fluid that passes through the filter is called the filtrate. Centrifugation is speeding up of settling process of a precipitate. It is a mechanical process which involves the use of centrifugal force to separate particles from a solution according to their size, shape, density, medium viscosity, and rotor speed. The more dense components of the mixture migrate away from the axis of the centrifuge, while less dense components of material migrate towards the axis. Chemists and biologists may increase the effective gravitational force of the test tubes so that the precipitate will travel quickly and fully to the bottom of the tube. The remaining liquid that lies above the precipitate is called the supernatant or the supernate. Functional crystallization is lowering of temperature so that the more insoluble component crystallizes out first. Crystallization is also a chemical solid-liquid separation technique in which mass transfer of a solute from the liquid solution to a pure solid crystalline phase occurs. In chemical engineering, crystallization occurs in a crystallizer. Crystallization is therefore related to precipitation, although the result is not amorphous or disordered, but a crystal. Now, separation using chromatography depends on the difference in solvent affinity. This is a laboratory technique for the separation of a mixture that is dissolved in a fluid or gas or water that is called the mobile phase, which carries it out through a system, a column, a capillary tube, a plate, or a sheet, on which is fixed a material called the stationary phase. The different constituents of the mixture have different affinities for the stationary phase. The different molecules stay longer or shorter on the stationary phase depending on their interaction with its surface sites. So they travel at different apparent velocities in the mobile fluid, causing them to separate. The separation is based on the differential partitioning between the mobile and the stationary phases. Subtle differences in a compound's partition coefficient result in differential retention on the stationary phase and thus affect the separation. Chromatography may be preparative or analytical. The purpose of the preparative chromatography is to separate the components of a mixture for later use, and is thus a form of purification. The analytical chromatography is done normally with smaller amounts of material and is for establishing the presence of measuring the relative portions of analytes in a mixture. The two are not mutually exclusive. Thanks for watching this video. Please share, like, and subscribe, and see you next time.